So one of the things that I tell literally, I'd say I bring this up to 90% of the companies that I work with, advise, whatever, is the story of kind of your creativity in a number of ways. But one that I will never forget is one of those first Dreamforces in the early years of SalesLoft. And I would like you to tell the story because I don't know that I do it justice, and I literally tell everyone about it. So I would like you to document it here so that I can just share this clip with people.
Okay. Well, I want to take you back to the first Dreamforce I ever went to. And I learned that Dreamforce was a circus. It was the wildest place because it was the largest SaaS event in the world, right? And we were blown away by how much money people were spending on these booths. I mean, they're like the platinum booth was $1 million, and it was like the third from the best booth. There was like a diamond tier and like I don't remember what the other one was like, like some like superhero medal or something, and so blown away. So the very first one, we had no money. It's like 3 people on the team, and we walk in, and there's just thousands of people, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. We took one of those coffee tables from like the hangout area. We put it right next to the entry of the main auditorium, put a SalesLoft t-shirt on top of it, opened up a laptop and stopped people and gave demos. And that was our first booth at Dreamforce. And we did that until they told us to leave. We got like a solid hour of just hanging out there and like, and there was this, John Birdsong. He was an early
Yeah.
member with me at SalesLoft, and he had one of the greatest lines I've ever heard in sales. He would walk up, and this is like, I mean, we were nobodies. We're wearing t-shirts at Dreamforce. We got 3 people in the company. He would walk up to the biggest suit and tie, like best dressed executive, look them straight in the like walk in front of them, look them straight in the eyes and say, "You look like someone important that I need to know." And the dude would be like flabbergasted. First of all, he's like, "No one's ever done this to me before." And he'd chuckle and he'd go, "What do you got, man?" Like, I mean, it's like you hit him right where it helped the most. And so we did that. So, that was like year 1. Then a couple years later, we're like, we got to do something to stand out. And I mean, like people were buying entire restaurants next to Dreamforce for like $10 million. I don't know how many millions of dollars they were spending on these things. So we're like, how are we going to stand out in a way that like really, really makes us memorable? And the idea came that we were going to impersonate the CEO and founder of Salesforce.com, Marc Benioff. I don't know how this idea came about. The next thing you know, we have a Craigslist posting. Wanted, fake Marc Benioff, lookalike, come to us at Dreamforce, be part of our crew. This floats around the company, and one of my buddies pings me, and he's like, "Dude, our friend Cam looks enough like Benioff, the guy I like played poker with in college." I'm like, "All right, well, let's call Cam up. Like, hey, what are you doing on these dates?" And he's like, "I don't know." And he's running like a recruiting company. We're like, "All right, we'll pay your flight and we'll give you a place to stay. We'll give you a Dreamforce badge, but you got to dress up like Benioff." And he's like, "I'm in 100%." So it's in. Next thing you know, Tammy McQueen, who runs marketing for SalesLoft, grabs these black Converse and like custom paints a blue cloud on the side of them and like DF on the back. We get a bunch of Pardot swag because it's kind of a new in the acquisition funnel for them. We take like headphones and like twirl them around a pin so they look like a squiggly, like security earpiece. Our head of sales is he's a male model, and he's got like an all black suit on, black sunglasses, squiggly earpiece. He's walking around. Tammy, our South African director of marketing, wearing her Louboutins with a clipboard, and they got fake Marc Benioff between them, and they just walk around all of Dreamforce. He's signing autographs. He gets up on one of the outdoor stages and like,
Oh, I didn't know this.
hands to like charity or something. And we don't even know where we're going with this. We're just like, maybe we'll get to write a blog post that we impersonated Marc Benioff. Like that was our whole idea. And we're having fun doing it. We're like tweeting. We have other people tweeting like, spotted Benioff drinking a coffee over here, and it's a picture of him. And so it really came to a head when the security team came up to our booth, and we were like, oh shit, we're in trouble. And they go, hey, Marc is aware of what you're doing. We saw the Craigslist ad. How'd you see that? And Marc is impressed and he'd like to meet you. So we're like, all right, let's do this. So we end up like hanging out with him, taking photos of the booth, like faking the real Marc Benioff. He's making jokes like, hey, thanks for keeping the press off my back and taking care of it. I had about other things to do. And, but the highlight of all of it, so you know Craig Rosenberg, Funnelholic,
Yeah.
he hosted this party at Dreamforce every year. It was like a cigar bar party. And this was like every ICP and VIP that we cared about was at this party. And so I wanted to be there and I want to shake hands, meet people. So I get there and Craig gets the microphone, looks at everyone. He goes, before we get started, I need to announce the greatest Salesforce, the Dreamforce marketing play that I've ever seen. Bring up Kyle Porter, and he tells the whole story. And I'm like, that's the ROI right there. Like, we did it. So that's the fake Marc Benioff story. We were
That
on
is,
post.
I love that story.
Tried to follow it up. Yeah, ran into some trouble.
I love that story.
I mean, and it is a talking point forever, right? Like, you could go to any exec that, you know, people would introduce me like, you got to tell him about that thing you did. Boom, now we got a prospect, you know?
Was there anything you did ever that like lived up to like another campaign or initiative or anything that was?
No, I don't think there's anything that was as like shocking and storytelling that. I mean, we tried to nominate Benioff for president. Adrian Grenier from the Entourage, that HBO TV show, he got one of our buttons that said like Benioff for president, took a selfie, ended up being in Business Insider. It was like Adrian Grenier wants to be Marc Benioff's running mate. And then the rest of the article was like, is it, at least if SalesLoft gets their way, and it was like all about us. So that was cool. We got Jim Cramer. We shot Money at Jim Cramer while he's filming Mad Money. That was kind of fun. We had women and men dressed like Uncle Sam and stilts handing out these buttons and Benioff for president stuff. But now after that, it became a little more traditional.